This is our podcast song. It isn't very long.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Kristina. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Laughing with Gingers. Get ready to laugh.
The podcast where two feisty redheads with loud laughs share crazy stories, play games, and spread silliness and joy.
That little curly-haired lady over there is my partner in crime on the Laughing with Gingers podcast, Kristina Curry.
And that is Sarah Alvin, a.k.a. Prankster Monk, and my co-host of Laughing with Gingers.
And for today's episode, we actually have special guests. This is one of our Halloween-themed spooky season episodes. So we have the co-hosts of the Scary Movie Project, who we know and love, Tara and Matt.
Greetings.
Hi, everybody.
What up?
I'm so excited to be here. I'm so nervous about trivia, but I'm excited to be here.
Are you like Jesse Spano, and are you so excited?
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
No.
Well, I don't have trivia, excited. By the way, though. I have facts. Well, I guess history of like the early scariest movies, like the scary movies from like the 1800s.
Okay.
I went way back, and it was really interesting.
Wait, did you find out about the Grand Guignol?
I don't
right?
know. It might be. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Theater. It was horror theater in late 1800s.
Oh, no. I did movies. I did actual movie, like the very first scary movies and the different genre, like the first in their genres too.
Nice.
That's very cool.
So when you're like nervous, palms sweaty with the trivia, we'll bring you back to reality with the history.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
You want to know what I brought?
Yeah, you brought trivia.
What you brung?
I brought movies based on true crime.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh.
Wait, that's beside trivia.
No, that's trivia.
That's the trivia. Uh-oh.
I'm going to read you the crime. You're going to guess the movie.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
All right.
Except for my first. Kristina, I'm going to give you the opportunity to either choose to or not to.
I mean, I'll play. I'm not going to get anything, but...
Yeah,
Kristina,
so like,
you and I can just like support Matt and be like, "Go, Matt!"
Do we?
And then he'll say it, and I'll be like, "Oh, right, that movie."
Are there any cash prizes, tote bags, of any sort that I win if anyone wins anything here? How does that?
We can send you a sticker.
A sticker, okay.
A sticker.
I'll take it.
That's amazing. So I have this theory. Okay. That our podcast has a similar dynamic to the Scary Movie Project. So I think on Laughing with Gingers, people root against me with trivia and games like they root against Matt because they want Tara and Kristina to win.
Because we never do.
Because Matt and I have the good memory.
Everybody wants the underdog to win. Isn't that right?
Should we be offended or like?
I can't decide.
That was the best analogy I could come up with.
So true, though, that I can't like totally be offended.
The best I come up with.
I did wear a special funny horror shirt for you guys though today. If you can see it, it's the two dogs from Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah,
and it says I open doors to other dimensions for evil demigods. I help.
I love it.
So we're the I help dog, huh?
Yeah, we're the I help dog.
And Matt and I open doors to hell for evil demigods.
There we go.
And this is my shining zip up sweatshirt that I love.
Red rum.
I heard about that on your Shining episode.
Yes, where I imitated the boy a lot. Red rum.
It's pretty good.
I have actually seen that movie. I don't see a lot of scary movies, but that's one I did see.
Yeah, but The Shining is a movie that people
it's a classic
that even that don't like scary movies have seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. True.
And it's
I
great.
didn't see it until adulthood, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I
Do you
think
like
I
it?
was married to Philippe. If not, we were engaged, which means it's within the last 10 years.
And did you like it?
I did.
You
I
like
liked the book better.
Okay.
I
Okay.
read the book first,
That's
and
fair.
so
Oh,
then unfortunately,
we were
if he-
just talking about last week on our episode. I was saying, because I've read so much of his stuff, but most I try to read the books and the movies. But I'm wondering how my life would have changed if I had read The Shining first and then seen the movie. Because I saw the movie when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and then I read the book later. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how my
Yeah,
life would have.
I did too. I
Who
read the book
knows what would have
after.
it would have
Where would
changed
I have
your
been?
life. It would
Where
have
would I have
changed
been?
your life. You would have been the annoying person that I was, who was like, "Wait, but what about the wasps? That was such an important."
The hedge mazes, and yeah, you're right.
I don't know what y'all are saying.
Anyway, yes.
There
Sorry.
was no hedge maze in the book. There were the animals and stuff, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that got left out. So I can see like your end of it, where you're like on the Stephen King area, where he was thrilled that like Kubrick was going to make this movie, but it just didn't do what he wanted it to do. So,
But
all
I
good.
still loved the movie.
I love
it. Was just
It's
the
amazing.
book is like
You
one
got to
of
look
my
at
favorites.
it. You got to look at
Yeah.
the novel by itself and the movie as a film by itself. You got to look at it like that.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like true crime versus horror movies.
Uh-oh. Here she comes.
bring it.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be.
So we're gonna start off with one that's a
I got
little
the
bit.
sweats.
All right. So
Oops, sorry, excuse me.
I have a question. So
Okay.
if we know the answer, do we just like scream this out? How does this work? Are you going to us like individually? Or how do we do
Everyone
this?
gets their opportunity to say what they think it is.
But you can just call it out unless it gets really chaotic, in which case I will have to put something else into place.
Okay.
We'll try to behave ourselves.
All right. So my first question is a little bit different from the rest because the rest are actually me reading the like true crime thing.
Okay.
And then asking you what the movie is. But the first one is kind of a layup because there are so many that are based on this specific person.
Oh no.
There are 7 specifically that are fully based on this person.
I already know the answer.
Oh no. Oh no.
Matt already knows the question. What are the 7 movies that are based on Ed Gein's life and crimes?
I knew it was Ed Gein. So can I answer or should I let
answer.
you
I
guys
have
jump
no
in?
fucking idea.
Go ahead.
Oh boy, 7 of them. Okay. All right. Silence of the Lambs.
I know that was one.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So much.
What is he known
TV.
for? Is he like
Ed Gein was a necrophiliac who dug up graves and dressed
Ugh.
up as women.
And he kept his. Well, I'll totally give one away if I tell you
He's
what.
a great story, and I love his. I love the story of him. It's a very scary, spooky, eerie.
sounds so creepy?
I knew Silence of the
right.
Lambs, and that's all I know.
Oh no, Tara, you know one. One of them you covered, and I want you to think about the first corpse that he kept
Ugh.
and who it was to him.
Psycho is
Oh, Psycho. Oh, okay,
Trying
okay.
to feed you, Tara. I thought you'd get it.
No, I was just getting it as Matt said it. I swear to God.
All right, so they've made movies about him, but those don't count, do they?
Not like documentary style.
Okay,
These
that's
are
what I
all
mean.
like fictionalized accounts.
All right.
I had no idea there were 7.
Yeah, I'm
Isn't that
blanking on-
crazy?
now I'm
Okay, so we've got 3.
Is there a movie called Deranged? Is that based on him?
Okay, Deranged. Oh my
With
gosh.
what's his face
See?
from Home Alone? That's 4.
Here we go. Throwing up the support. Go, Matt.
Yeah, I know. Recent or recent or
Okay,
old?
one is from 93
Yeah, do I get
and
to pick a lifeline here? Is that how?
so one's from
Yeah.
93 and it's a dark comedy. One is from 2014 and has a really surprising co-director. And one is from 72,
Ooh, man.
right before Deranged.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
I don't know any of these.
All right. 1993 is a comedy. You said
Yes.
it's not So I Married an Axe Murderer, is it?
No, but that is actually not a
Okay.
far guess. I can tell you who the main actor is in there.
Give me that, and
Okay.
I'll figure
Steve
it out.
Buscemi.
In '93.
I do like
That's
So I Married
oh,
an Axe Murderer.
right.
That's a good
Um,
movie.
It's a very similar movie, and
I'm
I did
trying to
not
think
know
of
this. I
all
just
of
completely
these.
forgot this movie existed.
Yeah,
Guys, this
I'm
is
doing the
not
same.
fair. I didn't start
Doing the
watching
same.
horror movies until the 2000s.
All right, 72. What's the 72 movie though? It's
I'm
not.
19 years old. I don't know these things.
All right, 72. It can't be Last House on the Left. No, because that's
Nope.
all right.
No.
I'm
You
trying
want the
to
description?
give me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, because the title basically gives a lot away.
Like
Yeah.
this is the Steve Buscemi one?
No,
No,
this is
this is
72.
This is
72.
72. Okay.
Directed by horror filmmaker William Girdler, this movie tells the story of four young ladies whose car breaks down in a small town. A local farm boy helps them out and ultimately lures them to his family's home where his killer father, Frank, waits to eat them. Like Geen, Frank has an obsession with his dead mother, along with hanging victims from meat hooks.
It's not the original The Hills Have Eyes, is it?
Nope.
No. Okay.
I
Oh my
just
gosh.
gave the title away. So you don't know it then.
No, I don't.
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't.
It's 3 on a meat hook.
Oh, never heard of that.
Maybe
Me
I've heard of
neither.
it. You know what? I'm sorry that this isn't your fault. That is a reach for a book movie based on him. That's a reach.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
just
reach.
kicked my computer.
All right. 93 horror comedy about eating people. God.
All right. This
Steve Buscemi.
1993 dark
Steve
comedy
Buscemi.
stars Steve Buscemi as Ed Chilton, whose hardware store owner mother dies, leaving him to inherit the business. A salesman offers to resurrect Ed's mother, clearly his name is Ed, from the dead, to which Ed agrees. However, once she returns, Ed's mother isn't the same, and like a proper zombie, seeks out human flesh to eat. So they kind of flip the script.
I have never even heard of this movie. Never.
We might have to watch it because I
Never.
haven't
I have
either.
no idea what this is. I have
We might
not
have to do a watch party.
not a clue.
Ed and his dead mother.
What? With
Mhm.
Steve Buscemi? Wow. Okay. All right. Let's
I love Steve Buscemi,
Yes.
so
let's try. Okay.
I know.
2014.
Okay,
What
we're
is
gonna
what
have
is
to
the
do like
recent?
a watch party for that one.
What is the recent one then? Any
okay.
help with
So
that?
this one was co-directed by James Franco.
Okay.
Okay.
It was an adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's 1973 book by the same name.
I love Cormac
Although,
McCarthy, but
what'd you say?
I said Cormac McCarthy stuff is awesome.
So you might know this. Although
No.
McCarthy's book was inspired by a real life murderer in Tennessee, the characters shared many similarities to Geen. In the film, the main character is a loner who lives in the middle of nowhere and whose necrophilia comes to life and grows after stumbling upon dead corpses in a car.
Okay. Cormac McCarthy wrote The Road. I love The Road. It's a great movie. It's a great
Yes,
book.
but this is not it.
But I don't know this title now.
It is Child of God.
Child of God. Okay. All
I
right.
had never heard of this movie either, and I
Yeah.
can't
No.
picture James Franco co-directing this. Like that kind of blows my mind.
Well,
too.
so
No,
the one thing
yeah.
that I'll say was the three that I didn't get, I'd never even heard of. So I wasn't I hadn't forgotten them. I had never even heard of them.
Well, I was right. I thought you would get at least four of them.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. 4 is better than none.
You thought I would get 3 though. I got kind of 2. And that's it.
And Christina's like, why did I bother playing this?
Why did I come to this episode?
Because you have awesome facts for us.
I do.
I rambled. I rambled way too long on that too. So move on. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's
think-
one question.
1 point for Sarah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I think Sarah gets like
womp womp.
a point or something too.
I can get high fives. Okay.
And also read more about Ed Gein, by the way. He's very fascinating. You'll
Oof,
enjoy
creepy.
it.
I have the whole story of him, the very brief story of him and how those movies relate if we want
quite
to.
a guy. He's quite a guy.
Yeah.
Well, you could also throw in House of a Thousand Corpses roughly there, but we're not going to go there, so that's fine.
I actually agree, but I've only seen parts of that movie, so I couldn't like die on the mountain over it, and I couldn't find it referenced anywhere.
Good movie. Anyway, but they reference, there's parts in it that reminded me of that. So anyway, continue, please.
Kristina, do you want me to tell you about Ed Gein, or do you want to drop some history on us?
Well, do you have another like trivia for
I do. Now from there I jump into what the movie was based on.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do another trivia.
Okay. So this movie is a notorious slasher flick. The self-aware film from the 90s is actually based on a serial killer. The Gainesville Ripper, Danny Rolling, murdered a number of people, mostly students in Gainesville, Florida. This, mixed with Kevin Williamson's love for horror movies, created one of the biggest slashers in the genre. Along with the murderer in the movie, whose name I will not say because it'll totally give it away, being loosely based on the Gainesville Ripper, the film and its sequel have induced a number of copycat crimes in the following years.
Okay, say what year was it?
I'm gonna remain quiet. Let you guys go.
In the 90s.
Oh, you're not telling us which year in the 90s?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to say I was in 8th grade. Tara, I think you're 4 years older than me. And if you know me and you know my weird stories.
Can I ask a question about this? Can I ask
Sure.
a question? Was the there might be sequels to this film, and I believe this first film was released in 1996. Am I correct?
That is probably accurate.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking for the exact
knowing
date.
the killer's name would give away the movie.
If I'm thinking the right one here, yes. If you said that, it would ruin everything. If I'm guessing the right movie.
So, okay, I'm going to go with my guess, and I'm probably wrong, but because I think it came out later than that. But I'm going to guess Scream.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay, that's what I was going to guess.
Yep.
That's what I was going to guess to begin with.
Once you said self-aware horror movie, and then you mentioned Gainesville, that was it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was based on a Gainesville killer, but when you said self-aware and stuff, and I was starting to think, and I was like, slasher, self-aware, that
Kevin Williamson
sounds like Kevin Williamson, sounds like Scream, but I was like, when you said if I said the name of the killer, that's when I was like, wait, maybe it's not. Hold on, let me think.
Ghostface,
yeah.
But and you don't remember it, but once you say it, you know.
Because at first I was thinking of, well, the guy's name is just a name when you find out who it really was, but Ghostface is very recognizable. Right. Yeah.
From Scream and Wu-Tang Clan.
Yay, I got one.
All right, do you want another one, and then we'll go into
more.
More.
Okay. This is the story of an inspector searching for a notorious serial killer.
Oh.
Tara, I think we talked about this.
I think I know what this is. Yep.
You want to guess?
Keep going.
Okay. But I think we both know it.
The real case has a lot of mystery surrounding it.
Yep.
No one even knows if there was only one killer or who it could have been.
Guess it right, Tara, and I'm going to show you something, but go ahead.
Some think it could have been someone in the police force or had a friend within who was able to cover it up so easily. This movie is not historically accurate, but it's as good a theory as people could speculate.
From hell. And the graphic novel, which Matt is showing right now, is so much better than the movie.
I love Jack the Ripper.
The movie is like
one of my favorite. The movie's cool. Yes, we talked about it the other night, but yeah, this is where it's at.
The graphic novel is so good, you guys.
Yeah. Is it like true?
No,
well,
not at
it's
all.
like based on the theory of one of the people it could have been.
Well,
but
yeah,
it's very dark, and it's very like
it's great.
It's very like kind of they're like trying. Well, I don't want to tell you what it is exactly because it gives away the novel, graphic novel. It's really good.
Read it.
But it's really dark, and it's definitely not totally based in real life. Like,
Okay.
It's really good. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
We like it. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
Noted.
All right, Kristina, you want to lay some facts on us?
Yeah, okay, so I looked up this history of horror films, and I found the first 7 horror films in actually recorded history. So these are like movies. All right, number 1. This is from 1896. And
wow.
it was directed by some dude named Malaise. I don't know, maybe he's French. He actually directed a whole bunch and led the way with different genres. So this one's called House of the Devil, and it's considered the first horror film ever made and was deemed lost until a copy turned up at the New Zealand Film Archive in 1988.
Damn.
Its title has also been translated to Manor of the Devil, The Haunted Castle, The Devil's Manor, and The Devil's Castle. So this series of sketches begins with a bat transforming into, this word, Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles.
Thank you.
I see Tara and Matt both nodding like they clearly know.
Mephistopheles, yes.
So he's an agent of the devil. With the help of his assistant, he conjures demonic entities from a cauldron, which then go on to prank 2 men who enter the castle. In the end, one of the men uses a crucifix to defeat him. So some historians believe that the guy who played him was actually a real life musician who later played in a movie called A Trip to the Moon. Others believe that the director himself played the role. So they're not really sure. They can't really tell because there wasn't any record of like who starred in it.
Right.
And then number 2 from 1896.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Tara and Matt, have you seen this movie?
I have not seen it, but I'm aware of it.
Oh, really?
I've heard of it,
Interesting.
but I've definitely haven't seen it. I definitely have not seen this now.
Okay, because you were nodding, and I was like, oh my God, I want to know.
Yeah, no, I'm just aware of it. And also Mephistopheles, like, of course, who doesn't know Mephistopheles, right?
Yeah.
Kristina and I don't.
Come on.
I couldn't even pronounce it, although I can't pronounce anything, so that's not a weird thing, but that's not a telltale sign of anything.
I mean, I watched Supernatural for like 13 years, so... No, I don't even know if Mephistopheles is in it. I forget, but but it has all the angelic and satanic things and all the different characters. It was the only thing I could think of. I don't actually know if Mephistopheles is in it or not.
Tara's like, take the attention back off of me.
Maybe.
I take it back.
All right, well, let's head to A Terrible Night from 1896. So this is a horror comedy by the same director, Malaise. So a man tries to get a good night's sleep at an inn, but ends up wrestling a giant spider in an over-the-top comedic manner. The man, seeing a giant spider climbing the wall, picks up a broom, swats it down, and stomps on it. Then he dumps the dead spider in his chamber pot. This is how old this movie is.
Yeah.
And goes back to bed, but finds that he's unable to fall asleep. So they actually know the director played this dude, the guy, and the spider was a pasteboard prop controlled by a wire rather than a product of the special effects that apparently this director was known for. And at the time, the premise of a person in a hotel bed trying to unsuccessfully fall asleep was popular among a variety of shows. So this film may have marked the first time the scenario was depicted on screen, because they at first only had it on stage as a plot scenario. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
I'm
All
not
right.
liking the spider aspect there.
No, it sounds terrible.
Not a fan.
Sounds
Not a
Although,
fan.
in my
terrible.
mind, I pictured like do 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 while they were fighting.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Super fast frame
That
rate.
makes
and
it a
everything.
little better.
Right.
Yeah, like Charlie Chapman style. Yeah, totally. That makes it way better.
Right.
Oh my god. Okay, now we're heading into a dream sequence.
Ooh.
So a nightmare. It's called A Nightmare in 1896. Directed again by this dude.
Was every movie made that year by
I don't
that
know. He
guy?
was just
Wow.
like knocking them out, man. Like boom, boom, boom.
I'm
So
gonna make
this
all these
is-
movies.
I
Yeah.
know he was busy in
I
1896.
see.
So this could be considered the first dream sequence in film history and the first use of psychological horror. So back when it was released, it was advertised as a scene fantastic, referring to the French term for fantastique, I guess I should say it.
Fantastique.
Yeah, in like French way.
Cinema fantastique.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Referring to the French term for a genre that encompasses science fiction, horror, and fantasy. So the film depicts a man in bed on stage trying to fall asleep. A beautiful woman appears at the edge of his bed, but as he eagerly sits up and tries to kiss her, she transforms into a minstrel. I guess that's like a dancing.
A minstrel.
Oh, a minstrel.
Yeah, thank you.
A minstrel, like minstral.
EL.
A minstrel. Yeah. No, REL. Yeah, they're like they play and they sing and they dance.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Like older.
Dancing
like
with Charleston
a
on top of
bard.
the Chrysler Building.
Just like a
Oh.
jester.
Yeah, like a bard or a jester, like in between those.
Oh,
go.
got it.
Right.
Okay, so
I think that's how I would describe
okay,
it.
perfect. So
The town minstrel, right?
yeah, everyone has one.
They did.
So anyway, this lady transforms into that, and then starts dancing on his bed, and then transforms into a clown. So then the background changes, and the man finds himself on a balcony where an enormous moon with a creepy face smiles down ominously. And the moon expands in size and bites the man's arm, and then laughs as the man flails about in pain.
Wow.
Then the woman, the minstrel, and the clown all reappear and dance around the man, laughing and jeering at him. The terrified man hides under his blankets, then emerges to find that the scary trio has vanished and the room is back to normal.
Sounds frightening.
Isn't it kind of funny what was scary back then?
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
of course, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
very basic.
Well,
We
it
are
depends how it's
so much more
executed.
sophisticated in our horror right
You can take
now.
something-
Like,
you can take something basic, but if you execute it, it's scary. Sure.
Yeah,
and I don't mean
yeah.
sophisticated like, oh, they were like babies, but like we know about more, and so
Mhm.
it takes more to scare us now, I think.
Oh yeah, that's super true. We've been exposed to way more things.
Yeah, Ed
Mhm.
Gein.
Yeah. Which actually
Eddie.
this leads me into the fourth one, and then we'll get back to trivia. But this one's called The X-Ray Fiend, and it's from 1897. So X-rays had just been invented at this point. So this photographer turned director, George Albert Smith, produced this horror comedy that came out just literally 2 years after the X-ray machine came out. So an audience full of people unaccustomed to the idea would have found this frightening and actually otherworldly, like the idea that you can see inside of a body. So the film, yeah,
Oh.
exactly. So the film begins with a man and a woman flirting while being observed by a professor. The professor turns on the X-ray machine and watches them flirting as skeletons, an effect that was achieved with glowing black bodysuits. After he turns the
Ooh.
X-ray off, the pair have an argument and break up. So that to us is like, okay, that's pretty basic, but to your point, now that we know what we know, that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Okay.
so crazy. I mean, when you think about it, X-rays are kind of creepy and terrifying.
Yeah. They kind of
I mean, we
are.
all have skeletons inside us.
It's
do.
weird. It's
So
really
we're all
weird.
kind of ready for Halloween already.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
unless you're like a T1000, but I think he has an endoskeleton inside of him, right? So I guess you do have a skeleton.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Has anyone on this podcast episode not had an X-ray?
Oh, I
I've
don't think
had
I
one.
have ever, maybe. I don't remember
X-rays,
ever.
Wait, really?
MRIs, I've had it all.
Yeah, me too.
I've
Had 'em all.
broken an ankle and both wrists.
Okay.
I've only broken one arm, like my wrist and my arm and my
Only
elbow kind of
one
all
arm.
together. That's all I've broken, but like I've
That's
had
a
messed up
lot.
knees and
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and they've x-rayed them and MRI'd them and all that.
Oh, yeah, I've had all that good stuff.
I was
I've
a
had-
careful kid. I was a careful kid, and I'm a careful adult.
I usually am, but at my sister's wedding, I was being silly to a song. I swear to God, I wasn't even drunk. I wasn't drunk yet. Like I had taken off my heels and I was in my maid of honor dress that was too long. And I was messing around and I slipped on the dress and went right down on my butt and my hand.
Oh no!
And I
Hmm.
stayed.
Yeah, I've never heard this story. This is
My
terrible.
dad, oh my God, my dad was like, "Do you want to go to the hospital?" And I was like, "No, just get me ice and another drink." And I stayed the whole time, the whole night I
Damn.
stayed.
All right.
And I got up the next morning and I drove 3 hours home.
You powered through.
Because Jason had left early to go deal with the dogs.
Oh, shit.
So I stayed and I drove 3 hours home, and then he got mad at me for
Yeah.
driving.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God, Tara!
I never heard this story. That's terrible.
And at that point, I just thought I'd like jammed it really bad.
Oh my
God.
Woo. Oh boy. Well,
On that note, we are going to take a fast break on Laughing with Gingers, and we will be right back with special guests Tara and Matt from the Scary Movie Project, because it's spooky season. And we are back on Laughing with Gingers. I, of course, am Sarah Alapin with my co-host, the one and only Kristina Curry, K times 2. And today we are joined by not only producer Liz, who is also here, but we also have the co-hosts of the Scary Movie Project, Tara Garwood and Matt Lolich.
It is
Hi
a
again.
full house.
It is a full house today. This is our biggest podcast recording to date, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
All right. So I, as you know, brought the true crime stories behind the plots of movies. So are you ready for
So
the next
ready.
one?
I'm ready.
I'm ready
Sweaty
to
already.
get this one.
All right. This is a truly haunting movie. It follows a couple who is staying in a house, kind of. Matt, do you already know it?
Oh my
Wait,
God.
keep saying it for the rest of us. I told you Matt was going to smoke me at this.
Oh my God.
He just locked up his lips and threw away the key. For those of you not watching. It follows a couple who's staying in a house in the middle of nowhere, and no one seems to be around except them, or at least that's what they believe. A young girl, hidden by the shadows of the front porch, comes knocking on the door and asking, "Is Tamara home?" After that, the couple begins to be surrounded by people wearing masks, trying to break into the home. No reason is given as to why they planned this attack or why they focused on this couple, which almost makes it even more eerie. The break-in and brutality is based on, well, I'll let you guess. And then,
Okay, I'm going to take a guess.
Okay.
Is this Last House on the Left?
No.
No, okay.
So here's what's funny. I thought it was something first, and then it wasn't, but now I know what it is again.
Matt, what is it? Because I don't know.
The Strangers.
Yep.
Oh,
I thought
I
we
have
were going.
heard of that movie. I have
thought
not
we
seen
were
it.
going Amityville Horror to start, and then
I skipped.
Oh, right, but that's not based on. That's
I
not
jumped the
based.
gun. I jumped the gun. So yeah, that's my fault.
I skipped. There are several famous haunting ones that I intentionally skipped in this.
Okay.
Specifically because I do not like those two people, and I refuse to promote them in any way that go into the hauntings.
Okay.
Are they shall not be named people?
The two that are in The Conjuring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amityville Horror, they did that one too.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
They're in there too. So I specifically skipped them. So now you know that the Conjuring is not one of my movies.
Well, they shouldn't be anyways because they're not true crime. They're not
Well,
based on bad criminals.
True.
Unless
but
you consider what they did to people to be true crime, but that's a whole other issue.
That's another story. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have leaned that direction. Yeah, white collar crime.
Right.
So it's based on the the break-in and brutality in The Strangers is based on, as I'm sure you know, the Manson family killings of Sharon Tate and her company.
I've read a thing or two about the Manson family. Yes.
Yeah, but it's only based on that killing, not the other ones that they did.
Okay.
The LaBianca family and the rest of them, and Shorty Shay and all that, and
Yeah. Exactly.
See, these are all like when I started watching, so they're all ones that I have to catch up on at some point.
That one, I was a teacher and I was teaching video production during that time. I could probably date it because I think my students won an Emmy that year.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, I had like 3 different groups of students win Emmys. Not humble brag there, I guess.
What's wrong with that? That's good.
But I remember I still couldn't watch horror movies. And when it came out, I had horrible nightmares. And then, so I was like, fine, I'll just watch it. And my nightmares were so much worse than the movie.
Wow.
Womp womp.
And I let one of my students ruin it for me because I was having such bad nightmares about it.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right, Kristina, you are up, my friend.
All right. So, number 5 of the history of the earliest horror movies in existence is The Bewitched Inn.
Okay.
Ooh.
It was another horror comedy, but it was the first time the director used his well-known trope of inanimate objects inanimate objects coming to life. So, the plot
like in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Or Chucky.
Or Chucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
God, another movie I can't watch.
Oh, Child's Play. Ugh.
It's terrible.
Go ahead, Kristina.
I can't
Sorry.
No. I was just going down the hole of like, I haven't seen any of those scary things.
Chucky's, those Child's Play movies are not scary, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well,
really.
I feel like I saw the one where the girl doll happens.
Bride of Chucky?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the actual Chucky movie, but I
Oh,
randomly
God.
happened to see the Bride of Chucky. I was
It's
scared.
not good. Okay, fair.
It doesn't take a lot.
Okay. It's okay to be scared. Nothing wrong with that.
I would probably be scared of these 1896 movies.
That's the point of the movie, to be scared. That's the whole point.
I love it. We're going to sit Kristina down with these like 1896 movies and see if she like jumps.
Right.
I'm going to start with those and work my way up to Chucky.
That's the watch party right there.
There we go.
I'm
Kristina watches the movies and we watch Kristina.
Yes.
We just make her stream her reactions on Zoom or something so we can all watch.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So, okay. So the Bewitched Inn. So a traveler arrives at a small hotel where he puts his luggage on the bed. His luggage disappears. Then he sets down his helmet. I don't know why he's wearing a helmet. And it maybe he's a construction worker. I don't know. So he sets his helmet down and it jumps and moves around on its own before disappearing as well. So then the traveler tries to light a candle, but it jumps across the room and explodes. As he undresses, his coat flies through the wall, his trousers fly through the ceiling, and his boots walk away. Finally, the
Is he left naked?
Yeah.
He's just gotten naked.
He's probably in like Long John's underwear and crap from
you're
the time period.
Tara, you're right. So then finally the traveler jumps into bed, which then disappears, but then reappears. The final straw that prompts him to leave the hotel was that bed disappearing and reappearing. He couldn't take it anymore after that.
I'd
But
be
he's
out the
weird.
first one.
Right?
My luggage
Like,
disappeared.
Snoopus disappeared. Done.
Boom.
Bye.
I'm
That's
out.
I
not
will buy more.
normal. I will buy more. I will buy more. Burn down the inn.
Right.
All right, so we've all had like a man. All these have been like the leading man is a man. The
Okay,
leading
okay.
person is a man. So now we're switching to a woman lead person. So this one's
Okay.
called the Cave of
Equality.
I know. I know. Bringing in the
Yay!
equality. This is called The Cave of Demons from 1898. So it's about a woman who stumbles across a haunted cave where she encounters the ghosts of people who have died there. This was the first film in which the director that same director, Malise, used multiple exposure, a camera technique in which two or more exposures are superimposed to create one image. Though the technique was used in photography as far back as 1890, this is the first recorded instance where it was actually used in a moving picture. The film is actually currently lost, so there's no records of its cast or crew. All that is known for sure is that it was released by Star Film Company in 1898. So I thought y'all would find it interesting because you probably know about multiple exposure.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I've never heard
pretty
of this
sure
movie
that
either.
spiritualists would do that. Like in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that they would do that double exposure to like convince people that their loved ones were with them and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Creepy.
I used to teach double exposure in film
Yeah.
and in darkroom
Oh
photography.
my gosh. Now
Yeah.
you just do it in editing, like in post instead of in
Right.
camera.
I know, which is so weird because I actually can't. I just don't do it digitally.
Yeah, and I'm the opposite. I didn't learn film and get into film until everything was digital. So I never did like the Bolex and all that stuff where you're dealing with actual canisters of film. Never did it.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, well, I'm out of history.
All right, I still have two left. These
All
are the
right.
hardest ones.
Great.
At least I think they are. But I am not nearly the scary movie aficionado that you all are at the Scary Movie Project. So, are you ready?
So ready.
Yeah, that sounded like a challenge that I'm not going to rise to.
You would bring
That
it,
will do it
hands.
for me.
All right, all right. This movie and its remake are both based on the real case of a teenage girl named Sylvia Likens being brutally murdered by her neighbors in Indiana in 1965. The film with Ellen Page, or there's another film about this case, I'll tell you afterward, stars Ellen Page, and it is also about the case.
Juno?
I forgot that's who Ellen Page is. I'm
Yeah,
horrible
but
at
it's not
actors.
Ellen anymore.
Wait.
It's Elliot.
Elliot.
Oh. This is outdated. I should have updated that.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
Elliot now.
Did not even think about it because
He was known as Ellen at that time.
I did not know who Ellen Page was. So I did not know Elliot Page was I honestly I could not pick either of them out of a lineup. Or I could not pick anyone from Juno
I was
out of a
gonna say
lineup.
they look the
Yeah.
same, kind of.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I have a guess on this one though. I may be
was there
wrong, but
any-
I have a guess.
Was there any more to this, to the
There's
question? or
more
is
to
that
it if you want
Oh,
it.
there's more. Go.
I want to
keep
hear
going.
more if you can.
Okay. Basically, Sylvia and her sister stayed with a caretaker named Gertrude. I'm not
Gertie.
going to take a guess at the last name. Who encouraged her 7 children and the kids from the neighborhood to violently and horribly abuse and assault Sylvia to death.
Never mind. Not what I thought it was.
In this movie, the main character is named Megan and lives with her Aunt Ruth, and the story is utterly tragic and horrifying.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard this true story, but I feel like I don't know the movies that it's based on.
Yeah, is it original and a remake? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I know this movie at all. It's called The Girl Next Door.
I don't think I know it.
Never heard of it.
I'm going to
No.
formally submit my request for the Scary Movie Project to cover that.
Okay.
Please
we'll have
do.
to find it.
Okay, now this would be for the original, not the remake. Is that right?
I think it could be for either one.
Either one.
I feel like dealer's choice, whatever's streaming.
Whatever you can get your hands on first.
Whatever we can find.
Right.
Okay, this one I actually made reference to 3 times while Kristina was in town, and one time when Tara and I just got together.
Oh no, okay.
So super weird that I made so many references to this situation that this movie is based on.
She's giving us a leg up, Tara. We're still probably not gonna reach it.
Probably not. I remember talking about Silence of the Lambs, but that was already an answer.
Right. Yes,
it's not that.
Yeah, and I didn't even mention that Silence of the Lambs is based on multiple serial killers, one of which was a guy that dug pits in his basement and held women in there and would flood them to torture.
It's terrible.
So that's where the hose and the pit comes from.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bad eggs out there. Okay.
There's a few of them, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few of them.
Couple. Okay, this movie is a documentary-like horror film where a crew infiltrates a community cult to record and see what happens in their day-to-day life. Things start out normal, but drastically shift as the film goes on. The movie is based heavily on the events that transpired in the Jonestown Massacre. The massacre took place in 1978, and over 900 people drank spiked grape-flavored Flavor Aid, not Gatorade.
Thank you for pointing that out. It was not Kool-Aid. Yes, it was not Kool-Aid. You're right, and I know the answer to this, so I'm going to shut up.
This is where I have a hard time with my memory because I've seen this movie.
I will give you a clue.
I just can't remember what the name of it is.
Yeah, I have a name in my head, but I don't know if it's the name of the movie because I've never seen the movie.
I am like 100% certain I know the answer to this, and if I'll give you a clue though, Tara, because if I'm right, this clue might help you. It was not necessarily directed, but produced or directed by one of my favorite directors, Ty West.
Yeah, no, I know it. I just can't remember the name.
Sarah?
Okay, let me see if I can get you there.
I literally can't remember the name of the movie.
It's very good, and it's recent.
I haven't seen it, and I need to watch it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty weird. I like his other movies better, honestly, but it's a pretty good one. Because he's a good director.
Yes,
but I just can't the name is it's something one word.
Does it start with a J?
That is it's Jones. You're thinking Jonestown, aren't you?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, so that's what it's based on. But the title is actually surprising.
Movie.
Yes.
Name.
So the
can I say it? Can I say
hold
it?
On. Let me see if I can get Tara there because I think I can get her.
Okay. Oh, I don't know.
We had a conversation about how most cults are Christianity based.
Right.
And this is a very critical part of Christian religion.
You know where you're going.
It is.
Tara looks like she's seen a ghost.
It is the part that is the
communion.
You're so close.
Catechism.
That's the alien stuff. Communion. Remember? That's
communion. Catechism.
Priest or monk.
What is? Good one, Kristina. What is communion?
Ritual.
What is communion?
Eating the bread and wine, the body of Christ.
Which is
a
ceremony. Body and blood of Christ. Ceremony. Ritual. I said ritual. Is it not ritual?
You're so close. It's like,
oh my God. It's not ritual. It's not ceremony.
What is the body and blood of Christ?
I kept thinking it's something like ritual, but I couldn't remember what it was. What is the blood and body of Christ?
You're going to spit it out in a minute. You're going to say it in a minute.
Now we're going into all the ecumenical stuff, and I'm like, girl, I haven't been a Catholic for many, many years.
It is marriage is one of these things. Your first Holy Communion is one of these
A
things.
ceremony?
Wait, they're the sacraments. Sacrament. Oh my lord! You got, and I've seen this.
Sacrament.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie twice, and I couldn't remember the
Yes.
name of it.
The sacrament.
This is why I always say, I'm like, I have to take notes on everything, and Matt just remembers things from like 10 years ago.
I know.
Longer than that.
I know, Matt. I knew you had it.
Good movie. I like it.
Well, Matt clearly won because he was just like, "Yep," and knew everything.
Yup.
I know everything. I only had 4 of those 7. I didn't know the one you just talked about. I got half of them, but that's whatever.
I think
Yeah, you got more than
half.
anybody else.
You got more
Yeah,
than
the
half.
sacrament. And
There you go.
okay. Okay.
Woo!
Not bad.
Although we held Matt back, and we do need to acknowledge that.
Yeah. Did you count the ones where he said? Did you count the ones where he said he knew what it was and was going to let us guess?
No, if I didn't.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. Ooh.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
We'll just pick like on YouTube like 7 minutes of something.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh, I think we should do it.
In film.
Which movie would you
Ooh.
choose?
To make her watch?
Yeah, what
Oh
scene?
my gosh.
We should make. You know what? Oh,
Honestly, you could go with
God.
any, and I'm gonna be afraid.
There's so many options. Like,
Oh, I can't answer that. God.
I know.
I know.
You know what? There's some disturbing stuff in the movie 7. I haven't seen that in years, but there's some
Yes.
really disturbing
It's a
stuff
great
in
movie.
that.
I
It's a
saw
great
that
movie.
through like eyes closed, like peeping through like my fingers.
I would be nice and give her like a Nightmare on Elm Street funny kill or something, probably.
It's still gonna scare me.
But they're so quick and. No, you could watch the scene where Tina gets killed in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a pretty gory and great scene.
Which one is Tina's?
Yeah.
It's like one of the first deaths in the movie, basically.
That's the one where it's Tina who flies around the room and then the bed goes.
I was just gonna say, is she the bed? But then I was like, I thought that was the end.
No, wait. The bed is the boyfriend.
There's a few bed deaths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they are sleeping. So.
She gets like flipped around the wall,
Tossed
up
around
the
the
wall,
room,
and
ripped
like
apart.
on the ceiling, and yeah.
It's pretty. It's pretty gnarly.
The bed one you're thinking of is
Johnny
the boyfriend.
Glenn, when it sucks him in and
Yeah,
everywhere.
Sucks him in, and then the blood goes.
because they
all
shot
out.
it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
I started your Nightmare on Elm Street episode earlier today, and I
was
did
just
not
gonna
get
say,
to
did you
end
hear
that.
us say that?
Good,
No,
yeah.
but I
Oh,
just
no,
know that.
They shot that
Okay,
one
good.
upside down. Yeah. So those will all be out, I think, when this airs.
You're on number 3, just dropped, right?
It just
Mm-hmm.
did. It sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might have to listen to y'all's episode before I watch the movie. Just to like mentally prepare myself.
Just like be ready.
Yeah.
It might help, honestly, if you like hear it and hear us talk about like how they did things and like
Makes it less
and like
scary.
who almost played this character, and you can think about those things while you're watching it.
Makes it less scary, sure.
Yeah, I think it'll break down
Maybe.
the
I don't
like
know.
fear factor of it.
I think we just need to get you in a horror movie, like to act in a horror movie or be on set for a horror movie, and then you'll see all the behind. Because that's what did it for me. I was the main bad guy in an indie film, and women's studies. It's on Amazon Prime.
Shameless promotion.
Shameless plug. And I was like still scared to watch horror movies, but once I did that and I did all the like blood effects and the like slicing someone's ankle and seeing how they did the
God.
thing and all that stuff, yeah, which is pretty horrible. But like slicing someone's throat and them doing the pump up behind him to have it go out from his neck, like
help.
yeah, like once I saw that stuff, I was like, oh wait, like this can actually
It's
be
not real.
fun, and like I can separate from it now and watch it with like that more of a detached eye where I'm not like, oh, this is horrible, it's gonna happen to me someday. What if it happens to me? What would I do?
Yeah.
It helped a lot.
I did not have that same experience when I shot stills on horror movies. I actually helped make intestines and blood, and then I tried to watch it, and I like was just like could not watch that movie.
But you did the like work on it.
I know it did not help.
Didn't help. So for like the third time, I think now I'm watching the 4.5 hour making of Rob Zombie's Halloween, which is like fantastic because it covers every single day on the set that they made this movie. And it's so, they have a fire extinguisher full of fake blood that he just walks around with and like squirts it on people. That's amazing. Love it. Yep. Love it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is insane. Is House of a Thousand Corpses the one where they cut the Achilles tendon on somebody?
That's Pet Sematary. That's the famous scene you're thinking of in Pet Sematary. Well, I can't speak for every movie, but there is that scene in Pet Sematary. And even if you like these movies, you're like, whoa, dude.
I saw it the other day and I had to turn it off and stand up.
Ankles, knees, and elbows, like
that
get
scene
me.
is also,
like
there's also a scene like that in Hostel, the first Hostel.
Oh, I didn't watch that for sure.
Oh man, he gets some good. It's an ankle scene. That's all I'll say about it. But yeah, the famous one is Gage. Once Gage comes back from the dead and he's after Judd and he gets him with the Achilles. That one will get you. Oh man, it'll get you.
Ankles, knees, and elbows.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
I don't care how many scary movies you watch that stuff and you're like,
no.
If I see someone walking like and it looks like their knee is hurt, I'm already like my stomach is turning. I'm like, oh God, I can feel it in my knee.
I know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you like factoids like that, you should listen to the Scary Movie Project, which is available wherever you listen to podcasts. And Tara and Matt, where can people find you online?
Sure. They can find us at thescarymovieproject.com and on Facebook and Instagram at The Scary Movie Project. And you guys can also email us at thescarymovieproject@gmail.com and request movies for us to review or tell us about movies that we've already reviewed, things that you know about them or experiences you've had with horror movies, whatever.
Yes.
Send it our way.
If you guys want to talk about Ed Gein or Jack the Ripper,
send that to Matt.
I'm more than happy to talk to you about all of that.
If you want to talk about ghosties and supernatural things, I am on board for that. If you want to talk about Ed Gein and like Albert Fish and all those creepy people, go to Matt.
Yeah, Matt and I really are the same dynamic on the podcast.
Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
We can talk Charlie Manson all day if you want. I mean, it's all good.
Oh my goodness. Well, this has been so much fun. I love having you all on the podcast.
It's so fun.
It's been so great. Thank you.
I set up a game that Kristina just could not.
I had no chance.
It's okay.
That's okay.
I feel like I did better than I expected to, even though I was like really scared.
You did good,
and nervous
Tara.
about it.
Yeah, you did really
you
good.
did.
I'm gonna look like an idiot. Here we go.
Oh, and you can also email them recommendations for what 7 minutes of horror movie Kristina should watch.
Right.
That's at thescarymovieproject@gmail.com. We will put it on film.
Yes.
Oh God, I can't wait for that.
That was so much fun.
All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us on Laughing with Gingers.
We are so happy to have you listening to our silly podcast, especially during spooky season.
That was good.
Follow us on Instagram at Laughing with Gingers. We post all kinds of fun redhead facts and quotes and silly things, and when our next episode is going to drop.
And you can send us funny stories and or ideas or just share general fun on our Instagram too.
And get access to premium content, including ad-free episodes, swag, special events, access to us, and more, just starting at $3. Check us out at patreon.com/laughingwithgingers.
And Tara's actually one of our patrons.
I am.
Yeah.
I love the show. And I'm proud to support it.
Woo! And a fellow ginger.
And a fellow
ginger. Gotta support my ginger girls.
And we have new merch that's going to be dropping just in time for the holiday season. So stay tuned, and you can find that on laughingwithgingers.com. And you can find out about our Laffy Hours too. And I think we have one coming up
Next
the
week?
next
This
week.
week? Next week? Something.
I don't know. We're bad at dates. We learned that recently.
Yeah. Tune in to Laughing with Gingers next week for some more good times.
Bye.
Bye.